Hi everybody, I'm Sharna Jackson. I'm the author of High Rise Mysteries and also Mic Drop. And here is my Shelfie. I'm sorry that I couldn't be in store, but I'm at home at the moment. And I just wanted to talk you through some of my favourite books and books that I really like at the moment. And I think this might be my all-time favourite. It's quite new, but it's called The Undefeated. And it's by Kwame Alexander and Kadir Nelson. And it was a poem written by Kwame Alexander over many years, and it's about Black people, and it's kind of a call to encourage and remind people that Black lives matter. And it's just, oh, you read it and it breaks your heart. And I was able to hear Kwame read a part of this poem in Edinburgh last year, and it was just stunning. I won't read the entire book, it's not my place, but I just wanted to show you like my favorite spread, which is the ones who survived America by any means necessary, and the ones who didn't, with the blank page. It's just so brilliantly done, so affecting, it's powerful, it's beautiful. It recognizes history while being utterly positive. And oh, look, this is for the unspeakable. I mean, it's just, I'm struggling to find words about how much I love this book. This book is just, it's just stunning. It's just a stunning piece of work. And yeah, it's for everybody. The Undefeated is just absolutely brilliant. Oh, it just makes me feel, yeah, I feel choked up every time I look at this book. I love it. And I put it on a special shelf in another room of my house. So I don't let everybody touch this copy. I love it too much. So that's The Undefeated. Another book, it looks like I only like picture books, but that's not true. But I really like this book. And it's called The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. And it's by John Siska and Lane Smith. And now this book, I love it because it's very meta, and meta meaning that it really calls attention to the nature of the book itself. And it just cracks me up, maybe because I'm involved in making books as well. But for example, when you open the book, it's just like, yeah, title page. And that made me laugh. And then the contents page, not the contents page, where is it? The dedication is upside down. And it's like, I know, this page is upside down. I meant to do that. Whoever looks at that dedication stuff anyway? If you really wanted to read it, you can always stand on your head. So it's silliness. I love being silly. So it's silliness and it's interactive. And it's fun. There, here's a table of contents, is what I was looking for. Look, it's crumpled away and it's all fallen down. And it's squished. The table of contents it fell and squashed everybody at the end. So it's just very silly and very funny. And they play a lot with like text sizes here. There's a story about huge text. There's a story about a giant talking about eating bones, and the text is so tiny. It's just fun. It's just fun to read without it being too. Here, look. The text is tiny, tiny, weeny at the bottom, and it's a fun read without it being too. Oh, sometimes you read those books and they have too many facts in different places, and you're trying to read it, and it gets a bit confusing. And this isn't like that. This is funnier and easier, but playful as well, and I love that. And they like the ISBN, that's the barcode of your book. They're like, what's that for? It's ugly, blah, 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 blah. And it's really funny. Literally, they say blah, 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 blah. That was of me being rude. So I really like this one because it's just meta and silly and fun. Okay, my next favorite book, well, this is my all-time favorite book, and it's really old and battered, and you can't buy it anymore, but I wanted to show you what happens when you keep a book and read it over and over again for 30 years. And this is a book called The Runaways by Ruth Thomas. And it's about two, well, they're not friends, but they're classmates. And they find lots of money in an abandoned house in London. And they use the money to try and buy friendships. And it doesn't work because it makes everybody suspicious of them. So then they decide to run away so they don't get in trouble by the police. And it follows them going to Brighton and then stowing away to like Somerset. And it's really great. It's a black girl and a white boy, and they're very different, but throughout the book you can see that their friendship grows stronger and they like each other and respect each other very much by the end of the story. And I really like that message, that you can be very different, but you can find something in common, and you can always be respectful to other people and other people's experiences. So this book is lovely. It doesn't look lovely, and it's all ripped, and I barely want to open the pages because it's like, you can't read it too much, but I just wanted to show you. And then I love this book so much. I love this book so much. This is Arsenic for Tea by Robin Stevens. And Robin Stevens is the best crime writer ever. And this is the second book in the Murder Most Unladylike Mysteries. They leave Deepdean, which is their school, their boarding school, and they go off to Fallingford, which is where Daisy lives. And Daisy's mum is really, she's kind of messy, and I love her. She's like throwing this really fabulous party, and like loads of different family members and friends are there, and you know, a murder occurs. I really love this book because I just love Fallingford so much. I love the house, and Daisy Hazel and all her friends, because other friends are there too, like being in this house, which is just a stunning house. I mean, look how huge it is. It's amazing. It's got, you know, lodges and drawing rooms, and I think Robin just made such a good job of describing that house. And the house to me is just like part of my, it's, you know, it's not the most important part of the book obviously, but to me I just love it. I love this book, and I love the color. I love Robin's books. They all look so great, and she's so great. So this is one of my favorites, Arsenic for Tea. And then a really, really random one to finish. I have to bend down to get it. It is The Thames Through Time, A Liquid History by Stephen Crowd. And I'm obsessed by rivers and bridges and waterways and tunnels. And the Thames is probably like in my top 3 rivers. And I really like this book. It's got loads and loads of historical images of the Thames. Not really, and like, you know, the warehouse buildings alongside it, Billingsgate Market, Pool of London, Southwark Bridge. It's like loads of lovely pictures of bridges. This is my favourite spread, and it's of the Rotherhithe Tunnel being built. And I used to live quite near to the Rotherhithe Tunnel, and I was always wondering like how it was possible to build a tunnel like that so many years ago. And then this spread gives you a bit of insight into the incredible amount of work that it took. It's just incredible. I just think bridges and tunnels are like the coolest thing. So that is The Thames Through Time. Stephen Crowd is amazing. So that is a selection of my favorite books on my shelf, and I thank you so much for joining me. Bye.